Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to MT's Big Book Vlog and more, where creatives come to play. I have a lot to say. I don't know exactly how long this video um will be, so I'm gonna jump right on in and get started because I learned an extremely valuable lesson this last weekend. And I want to talk about it. I want to chat about it. Okay, so if you're coming to my page and you go, who is this fabulousness? Yes, darling. Who is she? I am MT, your favorite lesbian TT. And I am a writer, an author, a creative, an artist, blah, 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 blah. But today's topic is about failure and how much I really despise that word because failure has this connotation that, to me, it has this connotation that you're not good enough, like you're not meeting the standard, you're not exceeding the standard, and I feel like it's a bunch of bull crap. So I want to talk about it. And for the creatives that are watching this page, I hope that you will stick around for this important conversation. And even if you don't see this now, because I will be liking it and sharing it to my other social media accounts, if you see this, I hope that you take the time to listen. Don't just flip it off like, oh my God, another girl doing a podcast. Like, this is important. So let's start with the lesson, shall we? Um, for those of you who know and don't know, I'm a huge Les Twins fan. I'm fans of Larry and Laurent. They are amazing artists and they're dancers. And this past weekend, there was a competition that they competed in called Battle Bad. And in this competition, they did not excel past I believe, the preliminary state to make it to the finals. They were out of the competition. They did not win the competition. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine. Not every time are you always going to win every competition, even though personally, I don't think that the people they competed against, um, I don't think that the judgment was fair. And I will talk about that maybe later. But what I want to talk about is the concept of failure for creative people and what it means to us. There's some words that I have tried to remove from my repertoire, from my vocabulary. I don't use the word judgment and I don't use the word failure. I just took it out of my vocabulary because I don't do things that don't serve me well. I don't do language that doesn't uplift me and benefit me. And when I work with other creative people, I ask them to consider to do the same thing. The word judgment in itself means that someone is at a higher level than you and that they cast down their opinions, which for the past 3 days all over the internet have been debatable. Okay, whether you like the dancers who won in that competition of Battle Bad, or whether you are fans of the twins, either way, it is these are opinions. Some people have opinions steeped in knowledge and facts. Some people have opinions that they pulled out the side of their ass. Uh, Either one is just a bunch of opinions. The only opinions that mattered in that battle were the judges, whether or not people win or not. So, what I want to talk about is failure and how competition and failure is truly detrimental to, I believe, detrimental to society as a whole. I feel like, and I'm going to explain this, like, I'm going to go deep. So, like I said, bear with me. Um, the lesson here is I felt really icky about the twins not winning. And set aside the fact that I do enjoy their artistry. What I felt icky about was the whole competition. It wasn't even about them per se, it was about the competitive nature of what we as humanity and collectively had agreed to, is that somebody, blink, blink, somebody set a standard for what is art. Somebody set a standard in every genre, whether it's literature or dance or cooking, no matter what it is, singing, somebody set a standard. And then the rest of us creatives are supposed to somehow level up to the standard that was created. And the competition is designed to have a winner. Doesn't matter if it's Battle Bad or if it's World of Dance, or no matter what the competition is, it's set up so that one person, or in this case two, because they're twins, if they win, they win. If a group wins, it's just that group. Like, you're competing to see who's the best. But the standard is another thing I have an issue with, because as an artist, we are using different elements and layers to create. For example, my story is that I grew up in LA, I moved to the Midwest, blah, blah, you don't care, I get that. But I'm using my own life experiences in my art. I am a lesbian, so I write about lesbian stuff. I'm a part of a bigger LGBT family. I write about queer stuff. The things that I create are based upon my personal life along with my skill set, which is writing. I had this talk with my queen the other day, and we were talking because she's an artist as well. She's a painter. And I said, who started competitions? Like, where did that come from, that someone set a standard for, oh, to be good at this thing, you must be able to check off these boxes? And then who continued it? How did we as a humanity get to a place where we feel like failure is an option for us as creative people? Because I know people who have competed not just in dance, but in rap or spoken word or any type of competitions. And, you know, thinking on those people who were in second and third place, a lot of times that's it for them. Like, if you don't win, not that many people are paying attention. You may be hot for a second, and then all of a sudden nobody's interested anymore. Perfect example is the dancer Sasha Mallory. Oh my God. Oh my God. Her art is so gorgeous. It is so beautiful. The performance that she did on So You Think You Can Dance is forever etched in my mind as a powerful piece of art. She danced to Michelle Ndegeocello's Fool of Me. A lot of you probably know that song with Kent, and oh, it's beautiful. And then all of a sudden, she didn't win the competition. And then I just recently checked in because I was like, where has she been? What has she been doing? And yes, she's been on tours and she's danced with a lot of famous people. But This lovely Black woman has never, to me, got the recognition she deserves because she didn't win that competition. Is that failure? Hold on to that thought. Another artist that I truly love and respect is Miss Crystal Warren, who is a musician from Kansas City but has traveled the world. She, I think, is still in Paris or London. I can't remember now, but her music is decadent. It's decadent. Her voice is so soulful, and she plays instruments, and she's like outstanding. And when I first met her, I thought in the back of my head, oh girl, she was in like her, I don't know, barely 20s when I met her. And I thought, oh, you're going to be on the top of billboards all over the world. And she has had success. But her success also has been minimized by the fact that, one, she's a Black queer artist, but that she has never had that competition level or that thing that makes someone go, I want you to put you on stages all over the world. Is that failure? I say I don't like the word failure because it's a setup, is what it is. If anytime I have ever received an award for anything I've done, it has always been anticlimactic. In the moment, for that second, you're elated, you feel great that somebody acknowledged your hard work. And this is my opinion, but literally moments after it's over, the thrill is gone. Thrill is gone. I'll never forget. I did a oration in New Orleans when I was really young, and I had to memorize this super long speech. And it was still today one of the biggest audience that I ever performed in front of, and it was at the Superdome, so it was huge. And I remember my nervousness and my anxieties, and I get done, and I did not win the competition, but I won. I think I got like third place, and I got a trophy, and it's thrilling and as exciting as it was. The moment was over so fast. It was just over so fast, and I was like, why don't I still feel so? The build up to a competition is so like you're getting ready, you're getting in battle mode. It's like you see the other people as your opponents, as your almost your enemies, frenemies maybe. And you want to beat them. You want to beat them so bad. And then at the end, if you win or if you don't win, I feel like the feeling is almost the same. It's almost the same. It's like, yes, the person who won carries home the trophy to put on their wall or whatever, or maybe you get some cash or whatever, but it's so quickly dissipated. Um, and what does that say about us as artists? So just humor me with this information that I kind of looked up, because I wanted to talk about the word competition, and a word that I'm sure the woke people or the people who listen to the woke people are really tired of hearing is toxic masculinity. But I have to talk about it because that's what I think. And I was wondering, like, where did we get competitions from? Where did it start? Well, when you Google stuff, it's always going to take you to Latin. And I'm like, no, there was competition way before Latin America existed. But if you think about it, Cain and Abel, if you believe the Bible, I'm not a Bible thumper, or if you're a spiritual person, there was no such thing as competition way, 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 way back in the day. Like, the Cain and Abel story is a perfect example of what competitiveness, as I understand the word to be now, how detrimental that is, how bad that is. Like, it ended in murder. Because it's like, I have to be better than you. I have to show that something that I did or created or made is better than what you did or created. Um, we know that the word competition actually is funny. Being a Latin word, it actually means to come together. That's powerful. Competition means in Latin to come together. It never started out as a test of skills, a battle. It meant coming together, like community, like family, like an appreciation for the people who took the time to develop their craft. Um, it was a means to spark innovation because when you come together in a competitive way, it's supposed to give you ideas. That is what I mean when I say art creates art. Because in every aspect of creation, there are these nuances and these layers and these flavors that give us inspiration to make even more creative things. And you can start with an admiration for someone, but if you are a creative person and it's in you to create something, you have to bring with it your personal life, your personal experiences. And I say all that to say is, who has the right to judge it? If I were to take you to a restaurant in New Orleans, and in this restaurant they serve hamburgers, and if I took you to this restaurant and they served you a Cajun style burger, depending on where you are in the world and your perspective of what a burger is, you may or may not like it. It could be technically the best burger on the planet. You know, by all of the culinary school standards, it can be the perfect size, width, juiciness, texture, all of these things. But if you who are consuming it have never had Cajun flavors and don't like it, if you're from Texas, if you're from another country, and you're like, what is this patty of meat with these spices? Like, you don't like it, you can't appreciate it. Though that's what I mean when I'm saying, who are we to judge and evaluate competitions? Who are we to sit back and say, this form of art is not good enough? You have failed at your skill. When it's art, art is meant to be consumed. Um, uh, I'll try not to go too much farther, but I want to bring out this example, and I hope that you find it helpful. So, y'all remember Black Panther, right? Love the movie. Love the movie. In Black Panther, they had a representation of the Dahomey warriors. Those women that portrayed the Dahomey in the movie were battle warriors. They were warrior women, right? These women in real life, in the history books, these women were either slaves or family that was not married. You know, their families had not married them off to some man. They were basically thought of as the castaways. Um, and they were given to the king so they could learn how to be warriors. And these women develop their skills at a very high level in battles and fights, right? And that's what we love about the Marvel movie and those women that were the protectors of the king, is that they were sharp. They were sharp, like they would go to war, and they were battle ready. But the interesting thing and the difference between the matriarchal and a patriarchal society is this: the women did not fight each other. They learned together. And in many practices of self defense practices and fighting practices, um, you learn together. You may even battle each other. But really, for women, if we go in our history, I'm not talking about currently, but if I look in our history, the attitude of competitiveness was all about coming together, and it wasn't about proving who's right and who's better. The lesson for me this past weekend, and I ain't gonna lie, I was a little heartbroken that um, the twins did not win this Battle Bad competition, because I think I understand their artistry and their journey as young men. And I think they have a lot to say in dance, their language of dance. And I find it absolutely captivating. And I also think that there is something to be said about the nature of the way that creative people compete. Um, it may be time for something new. It may be time for us to take a look at the way women have competed or came together and follow some of those examples so that the artistry itself has an opportunity to shine, because we want to consume the art. We want to enjoy it. We want to listen in and read or eat. We want to taste it in a way that speaks to us. And if we stay in a competitive nature against each other, judging each other, I can't stand that word. Uh, I just wonder how helpful that is. Does it serve us or does it hinder us? Um, for a creative person to be told that your version of whatever, and I'm not saying that you don't have to have skill, please don't mistake me. You have to have skill in order to do what you do at a high level. But I feel like bringing all of the layers together of who we are and then expecting a person or some people to judge other people, you're bringing your own self. You cannot not bring your own self. I can't stand when people say, well, I'm not looking at this or that. Well, you can't help that. You can't help but bring your eyes to the table, your personal experience, your knowledge. And there's so many ways to judge art. It's subjective. So, okay, I'm about done with my rant. But it was really something for me to think about, because I don't want myself and I don't want other people to ever, ever, ever think that you have failed as an artist. Um, there are underdeveloped books and there are overdeveloped books. There are underdeveloped paintings, overdeveloped paintings. There are techniques in dance, and then there are some techniques where it's too many techniques. But who's to say this is the standard and you must abide by it? And then that to me starts to tear away the fabric of creativity. You can't expect a creative person to be locked in any kind of box and 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 not have their wings be crushed. Let them fly, let them fly. So anyway, that's my TED talk, my red table talk for tonight. I'm going to share this to my other social medias. I really hope that someone hears what I'm saying, because as you know, as some of you may know, I am extremely passionate about helping creative people. And I want people to know that what you have to say as a person is valuable. And if we were to eliminate that stupid idea of failure and understand that we learn from mistakes and we learn from our challenges and we grow as human beings and stop looking down on other people, um, you can evaluate. You can evaluate whether you like it or not. I know when I eat something right away, I don't like this. Or if I see something, I love that. I know that for me, but that's for me. Anywho, I hope it touches the person that it's meant to touch. Um, and like I will always say, I love you. It doesn't matter if I agree with you or disagree with you. I love the debate. I really do. But I feel like there are certain forums to have it in. And sometimes the tube is not conducive to having these debates. So, for if anybody has made comments or whatever and sees this post on my page, just know that you know, there are forums for debate. I live for it. But in the comment section isn't always where that shit happens. But anyway, please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your opinions. I would love to hear it. And I hope that if you're creative, that you go out there and live your best life. I love you unconditionally. Unconditionally means no conditions. It means doesn't matter where you look like, where you come from, what your level of ability is, what the complexion of your skin is. I love you unconditionally from the top of your head to the bottom of your toes. I pray that you have a successful end of your week and that you're just enveloped in creativity and love and goodness. And my love for you will always endure because I don't know how to love with conditions. So it's your favorite lesbian TTMT, baby. And this is MT's Big Book Vlog, where creatives come to play. And I will see you next week. I am truly committed to these videos and making more and more videos. We're going to get a little bit more technical because I had planned for this page to help people publish their books. I still do. But I've just been in a real creative space lately. So I wanted to speak on things while they're fresh in my mind. And I will get to some more technical things about how-tos and how to publish your books and how-tos in your writing and in your spoken word and poetry. So have a great evening and blessings to you and your family. Namaste. And I will see you next time.